my geeks, freaks, and my peeps? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today, guys, I have thoughts on something. So, a few weeks ago, Since came out, HelluvaBoss's Season 2 finale. And, I have thoughts. Okay, so, like, I'm going to get my thoughts on the episode, my positive thoughts on the episode now. Just because, like, there is some flowers that this show does deserve. The episode Mastermind, one of the most beautifully animated episodes in the entire show. I'd say, like, really of all time. And, like, on paper, aside, like, if you strip all context away from, like, Mastermind and Sentiments, it is mostly good. They're both mostly good, you know. The animation is stellar, you know, there's some really heartfelt moments. But, like, I've mentioned this before in, like, my comment section and in my previous, like, Hasbro Tell videos. Vivian Madrano, Gypsy Pop, is really good at, like, making individual moments, like, building either heart-wrenching or really heartfelt moments. But the build-up to said moments, there's, like, none, or if it's there, it's contradictory. And this one, Sentiments, has a moment that's been building up, whether unintentionally, and how the fandom has responded to it makes me mad, hence why this video is out. So, first off, I hate Stolas. I absolutely hate Stolas as a person. He's a trash dad. In controversial opinion, he's just as bad as Stella in terms of parenting. Now, he's bad in a different way. Stella's very aggressive and very, like, loud. Like, she makes sure that she is known as the angry bitch. Stolas is neglectful of Octavia, just full stop, that's at the end. That's not really something that can be contested. And, like, I hear you, Stolas supporters. I hear you, I see you. No, he is neglectful. Like, that's just not really a thing that can be excused. Theoretically, Stolas, the ship, could work, you know, like, two flawed people who really want to be together that, like, I'm just gonna explain why I hate Stolas as a ship in its current form, before I get to, like, my main points. This is mostly a I hate Stolas video, so there's not really a, like, timeline of where I'm going with this, but first off, I hate Stolas. I hate the ship with a passion, and I hate the fact that it is becoming canonical. That's just because, like, Stolas is a shite person. He is, okay, so, like, trigger warning for, like, sexual exploitation and, like, classism and racism and all that stuff. And for those of you that, like, heard me say that and be like, oh, it's not that bad. No, it's bad. It's really bad. And, so, how does Stolas, like, start off? How do they even, like, meet each other? So, they technically first meet as children, but I'm just gonna ignore that just because that's not really relevant in this case. When they first properly, like, quote-unquote, start their relationship, it's during a party, like a glad we're not getting divorced party. Stella's holding it just because she's like, well, it's technically true, like, it's not really a happy marriage, like, they're both very well aware of it. HelluvaBoss, that's important. It goes Lucifer, 7 Deadly Sins, and then Oriscarisha, and then at the very bottom, that's, Hellhounds and Imps. Imps are just barely above Hellhounds. So, like, in terms of, like, racial dynamics, Stolas automatically already has all the power. Just automatically, right out the gate, he has all the cards in his deck. And because of that, like, the blame does primarily lie with him, because, like, if he wanted to, he could just toss out Blitz to the curb and not even think about it. And what could Blitz do? Anyways, so Blitz's business is he will ask sinners to give him names of people they want dead, and then they go to the human world, shoot them, and then they come back and get paid. That's kind of the basic business model. And what they need is some sort of teleportation. Now, there's been, like, confusion as to While yet to get specifically the grimoire and succubus are like easier to get a hold of. Their osmodia and crystals. I don't know. I frankly don't have an answer for that, but like he does ultimately need the grimoire. So he goes to his Orskorisa's party to try and get the grimoire. And the reason why he knows that is due to his past, so that's kind of relevant, like when he first met Stolas. So he gets caught going into the party because it's full of Gorisha, and Blitz being like an imp is automatically a sore thumb. So the guards grab him, say, "What do you want us to do to him, boss?" Like thinking that he's gonna want them punished. And Stolas, people constantly try to give like Stolas an out by saying, well, he has an abusive wife. And yes, he does. Stella is abusive. That's inarguable. But what Stolas does not get a full pass because of Stella. That's not how any of this works. You can be a shit person and still have a really bad backstory, you know? That's just true. Look at really any serial killer. But like, it's just like, oh, this imp is here to ravish me. And so he takes Blitz into his room and says, you want to have sex with me. He's like, you want to ravage me, don't you? And Blitz does not care. He does not care about this guy. He doesn't even remember. She's like, okay. People are also like, this isn't, you know, Blitz consented to this. And no, like, did he, like, start it? On a technicality, sure, just because he did engage. But, like, Stolas was the one that started doing the sexual comments first, and Blitz just kind of went along with it. And, he made Stolas climax in order to distract him so Blitz could get the book. And so he kind of dips. And before he dips, he hears about how sad Stolas is and how he's so happy that his first friend is wanting to make him, you know, want to live again. Completely ignoring Octavia. We're gonna get to that. We're going to get to that. This bird, I really hate this bird. And so Blitz gives him pity sex. And then during the events of Murder Family, the first episode in the first season, while Blitz is actively being shot at, like he's being hunted down by a cannibal Satanist like family, that's a whole thing. But like while he is being, you know, shot at, actively under duress, like Stolas is just like, well, how about we have an arrangement? You give me sex on the full moon, and I'll just let you have my book. Now, a lot of people are just like, so, this is fully consensual. No, it's not. First off, does Blitz have a choice? No, he doesn't. Not if he wants to keep the business going, so he can pay Molly and Mixie, so he can put a roof over their heads, so he can put a roof over him and Luna's heads. Like, he does not have a choice. Blitz, along with Striker, they're like the oddities in terms of like imps. It's not known for imps to actually have a presence, to have a successful business. And so like Blitz is doing relatively well for himself, all things considering. And so if he does not give Stolas what he wants, all of it could crumble. And so also he's actively being shot at. I keep saying that, but that is true. He is actively under duress. He can't fully comprehend what he is saying. And by the way, while Blitz is fully like, you know, being shot at, what's Stolas doing? Maybe he's, you know, just also under duress, and so he's not really no, he's taking a freaking bubble bath. And before you're just like, well, what if he didn't know? Blitz, when he answers, says, this is not a bad time. And Stolas responds with, when isn't it ever a bad time? My dude, he is actively being shot, and you can see that, because, like, that's part of Stolas' power. And so, like, Blitz being unable to, one, really have a choice in order to get the grimoire, he quote-unquote consents, to giving Stolas sex, like, once a month. And, like, honestly, like, could he technically say no? Has Stolas said they could say no? Sure, but he can't. Like, realistically speaking, Stolas could just say, give me sex every second of every day, and Blitz can't really say no to that. He can't. And so that's kind of like their arrangement. That's their arrangement. So like already that's really rocky start. So like just to recap, Blitz is basically enforced prostitution. He has to give sex in order so he can live his life, so he can build himself a life, because he doesn't really have a choice. And Stolas being an Ars Goretia has all the power automatically just socially. He has all the power that he has so he can destroy Blitz's life. And this man constantly degrades Blitz sexually. Like, first off, in the second... No, I'm gonna save that for the Octavia section. But, like, he constantly degrades Blitz sexually by saying how good he is in bed, how he's his impish little plaything, how he has such a big dick, stuff like that. Like, really sexually degrading stuff. And, like, he also calls him demeaning pet names, both in private and public, even though Blitz constantly says, just say my name, just call me Blitz, I don't want this pet stuff. Because, like, people are just like, no, he just thinks, he doesn't understand that Blitz doesn't like it, because he thinks it's just a cute pet name. Blitz is very vocal about how he hates it, and Stolas does not care. He does not make an active, consistent attempt to, like, say his correct name until, arguably, the last 3 episodes of season 2. Like, if we're being really generous. Okay, so that's there. Another thing, like, Stolas is very sexually exploitative of Blitz, and he solely views Blitz as a body to please him. Blitz doesn't really want Stolas at all. He has his own issues that, like, make him not really want to be in a serious relationship. But aside from that, he just doesn't want Stolas. And so, yeah. And, like, also, like, at one point, Stolas, like, takes his cigarette and perts it out on Blitz's horns. And, like, someone on Reddit was just like, well, what if Blitz can't feel his horns? That doesn't matter. That would be like if, let's say, I have a wife who can't feel her right leg, and I just decide to take a knife and chop it off. What's the matter? You can't feel it. Like, what? Why are you so upset? Because you have the audacity to do that. That shows that you see me nothing more than as a tool, as a plaything. As he literally calls him his impish little plaything, even when he's supposedly going to save him. And also when he saves, everyone from dorks, he, like, expects something in return. Like, when everything is said and done, he's just like, well, where's my thanks for saving you? And does, like, Blitz, like, consent to this? This one, maybe. Like, I will give this as a maybe. But, like, in being generous, because, like I said, I hate Stolas. He has really no redeeming qualities. And another thing is, like, he's also incredibly classist. He likes to think of himself as non-classist, but he's really classist. Because he has this imp, like, servant. Does he have an official name? I know that, like, I think everyone in the fandom calls him, like, Biscuits or something. And so, like, no, Pringles. I'm thinking of Pringles. Okay. He, like, uses Pringles as, like, a stress toy. As he's calling Stella, he is using, like, Pringles as a stress toy. And this poor little creature can't stop him, because when he's literally, like, a tenth of Stolas' size, so if, like, he's his boss, he could destroy him if he wanted to. And, like, also, we've had, like, I'm not saying Blitz is perfect. He is far from perfect. For example, he pushes everyone away. He is also, like, very, like, sexually exploitative of, like, a lot of people around him. And, like, let's look at his sins in the relationship versus Stolas' sins. Blitz saw an opportunity to get a book so he could get his business off the ground, and he lied about Aussies. That's literally all he did in terms of bad of the relationship. Now let's look at Stolas. Forced Blitz into a sexual contract that he can't break. Put out a second eye as horns, call him demeaning pet names, not care about his feelings whatsoever, and then get shocked when Blitz, like, says that he only calls him out for only wanting him for his body, because he only wants him for his body. I am very angry about this. And so, yeah, we've had like 3 episodes raking Blitz over the coals, because like, he's not perfect, but we haven't gotten like any episodes like calling out Stolas for his messed up part in this. And like, again, like Stolas' like magnitude and length of like sins in the relationship is far longer and far greater than Blitz's. Sorry, my mouth don't work. And so it's just like, why are we just suddenly like acting as if this is a cute Hallmark film? It is not. This is now on to his relationship with Octavia. I hate this man, and like, since Minsk came out and Octavia had a song titled I Will Be Okay, echoing You Will Be Okay from, I believe it was Loo Loo Land or Sing Stars. We're going to get to those episodes, but oh my gosh. She has a song where she's just like, I don't want you in my life anymore. And at the end of the episode, even after she saves him,
my brave, powerful girl, I am so proud of you.
You lied to me.
What?
You lied to me! You said you would never leave me! You promised!
Thea, I didn't leave you. I would never. It wasn't my choice.
It was your choice. You chose him.
Thea, no, I didn't. I had to. You don't understand.
I do understand. I understand we were never enough for you. You never loved Mother, and you don't love me. You love him. And you needed these. Was this my fault that you needed these?
No, never, Thea, sweetie, please. You have always been the only good thing in my life.
So does that mean you just stayed miserable because of me? Was I some fucking obligation? Is that why you didn't even hesitate when you got a chance to leave?
I love you, Thea, so much. Please, sweetie, let me explain.
I can't. You lied to me once and you'll do it again. Have a great fucking life with him, Dad.
No, Thea, please. Please!
And a lot of people in the fandom are just like, whoa, she's being overdragged. She doesn't understand the full scope. She does. She understands enough to feel justified in her actions. And like, I saw this video recently from a creator, like, I don't want to name them because I don't want to send them hate. But they were just like, even though Octavia, like in passing, Octavia being dramatic in her speech to Stolas, and I'm just like, she wasn't being dramatic. If anything, she was not being dramatic enough. Because like, okay, now we're gonna actually look at Sing Stars and Loo Loo Land. Loo Loo Land first. So the basic plot is Stella's angry because she found out about Stolas' affair with Blitz, who's an underling, like, on the lower class. And, like, to, like, give Octavia a break from this, like, chaos of it all, it's just like, why don't we go to Loo Loo Land? I know how much you loved it there as a kid, ignoring the fact that when she's a teenager, and she actively does not want to go. And two, it's very clear that, at least in that one flashback, she was terrified, you know? Which, like, they're just like, oh, this is a really kind of cool, like, sneak peek of his relationship with his dad. Paimon, like, that's him not caring enough to actually remember, oh yeah, my daughter hated this, so let's not go back. And she makes it very clear that she does not want to go. He doesn't say, okay, sweetie, I want to spend time with you. I want to get to know you better. Where do you want to go? What are some things that you like to do? He doesn't do that. But ignoring all that, he's decided, no, let's go to Loo Loo Land because it'll be a fun bonding experiment. And he's just like, we need security. Octavia asks why. And he says, quote,
Now, I'll arrange our security.
Security for a theme park?
We're rich and we're hot. People want our money and our bodies.
Oh, money maybe.
Speak for yourself, princess.
like, first off, please don't call your daughter hot. Like, you can say, you know, daughter, you're very, you know, you're very pretty, you're very beautiful. You do not call your child hot, ma'am. Like, you don't do that. That's gross on so many levels. And, like, we need security, okay? I mean, I guess, you know, the fact that he literally can turn imps to stone, but whatever. What is he called to get security? Does he call a random company that specializes in security? Does he call one of his own guards that he has currently on hand? Does he call, I don't know, another assassination business that's not Blitz? Or if he does go to Blitz's company, does he call for anyone other than Blitz? No, he calls Blitz directly. And his opening line, the very first thing that he says is,
What? Why, hello, my big dick Blitzy. What? Fuck?
Dad!
Language, everyone.
and like the entire time they're at Loo Loo Land, like, Octavia is clearly uncomfortable, not having the best time, but Stolas to get noticed. Is he like offering suggestions of going to Ritz? No, he's too busy sexually harassing Stolas to even notice her. He's like too busy like flirting with Blitz, even though he's saying, no, I'm only here to do the job for the money. Does he care? No, because why would he? Because he does not give a single flying, crap about anyone in his life ever. Because why would he? And he literally only like harasses Stolas. And when Octavia finally has enough, finally starts to run away to get Stolas, then he's just like, oh wait, I messed up. Tries to actually find her and tries to comfort her in the best way, he can. And like he says, I'm so sorry, I will do better. We don't get an episode with them again until, ironically enough, exactly a season later with episode 2, Singing Stars. And this actually makes them look worse, like, way worse. If Loo Loo Land make them look bad, Singing Stars, makes them look downright awful. Because how does it open? It opens in a very similar way to Loo Loo Land, where there's a flashback of baby Octavia having time alone with Stolas, and it cuts to her being excited in the present day because she's so excited to see the stars her dad promised that he would take her to see. And she's buzzing. We've never seen her this happy. And she runs out to talk to her dad, and Stolas could not care less about anyone in his life. It's very clear. He's yelling at Stella, actively insulting her in front of her own daughter. Using an imp as a squeeze toy. And when Octavia tries to get her attention, he just says, no, sweetie, I'm too busy insulting your mother. And hurt because of this, what does she do? She goes to she breaks into Blitz's business and steals a grimoire and goes into the human world, specifically LA. Now, it's very important to know that Octavia doesn't have a human disguise. She's never been to the human world, so who knows what could happen to a young girl like her who doesn't really know the way of the human world and doesn't really have a way to blend in, because she's very clearly not a human, she's very clearly a bird. Although people did somehow mistake Blitz for a human as well. So, maybe in this universe people are legit dumb, but oh my gosh. And, when Blitz gets mistaken as his VA, Brandon Rogers, nice plug right there, Stolas, they get kidnapped, and, Stolas has a momentary panic of what's gonna happen to my daughter. But when they get there, he doesn't actively try to drag Blitz out to physically go out and find his daughter. He doesn't, panic. He's not pacing. He is, sexually harassing Blitz again. And the only comment that he gives about Octavia and about her situation is, please hurry up so we can find my daughter. And, that's it. We don't see them again. The last time that we see him, he's actively cheering Blitz on during, the performance on TV. And he never actually finds Octavia. He never makes the active effort of finding Octavia. Guess who it is? Guess who actually does go out and make the effort to find Octavia? It's freaking Luna! Luna, someone who Octavia has never really had an interaction with, who doesn't really know. Who's a part of the man who Stolas had an affair with business? No, because, Luna actively goes on social media, finds Octavia's post, and tracks her down from those posts, makes the active effort, because Moxie and Millie are having their own side quest right now. And when she finds Octavia crying, she comforts her, she soothes her, she spends time with her, and makes sure she's safe. And then when they have the audacity to show up when Stolas has the actual goal of showing up, acting all like surprised and concerned for her. It's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot again, by the way. Literally, second episode, we see you interact with your daughter and you're repeating mistakes. And like in the real world, yes, people mistake, but this is, this is a show. When you repeat something that's done on purpose, or at least it should be, because that's supposed to cement a pattern. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I promise that I will actually make the time and effort for you. And he doesn't. And I don't believe we see her again for the rest of the season until, like, Mastermind. And in Mastermind, like, Stolas shows up, demands the Blitz be set free, and literally lays his down at the guillotine block, basically saying, I'm fine with dying, leaving behind my only daughter, who I didn't, quickly, call and like explain the situation. I didn't like give her a hug. I didn't promise her I'd be back. No. And how does Octavia find out about all this? She sees it live. She sees her dad lay down his life for the man that he had the affair with, and he claimed to love her. And yeah, she cries. She breaks down crying. And like in sentiments, it canonically takes them a month to remember, oh wait, I have a daughter, I should probably call her. Like, canonically, it is stated in an episode, it's been a month since he last, talked to Octavia at least. And I will be okay. Octavia breaks down saying, I don't need you anymore because you're just gonna keep disappointing me. And yeah, that's true. That is completely true. And at the end of the episode, she rakes him through the coals saying, you never keep your promise. You don't love me. And he's just like, no, you don't understand. I do love you. No, he doesn't. You can say you love someone, and trust me, I know the power of words because, I've had my mental health destroyed because of words. So I'm not oblivious to the power of said words. But when you say you love someone, but your actions contradict that time and time again, those words will ring hollow. And so, yeah, she's not, like, overreacting because her dad does not care. And so, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Stolas. I sincerely hope that Octavia stays far away from all three of her caretakers. I hope she, builds her own life somewhere. Just because, like, she deserves so much more than, Stolas and Stella. Yeah, so that's my thoughts. This is a very randomly video. I hope that you enjoyed this, and wherever you lie in this beautiful spectrum that we call life, I hope that you're happy and that you're healthy. Stay safe, and remember, I love you. Bye!